18 federal agencies are working to reinstate thousands of employees who were fired as part of President Trump's effort to reduce the size of the government. It follows a judge's ruling last week that temporarily blocked the firing, saying they were likely illegal. The Trump administration provided a detailed account of more than 24,000 workers who were affected to be in compliance with the judge's order. Most were probationary employees, meaning they typically held their roles for less than a year. Melissa Quinn is a politics reporter for CBSNews.com and has been following this for us. So, Melissa, how did CBS News uncover this information?
So this information came about through declarations that human resource officers across these 18 different agencies filed with the federal district court in Massachusetts to comply with that order that was issued last week, ordering these reinstatements. And this really represents the most comprehensive accounting that the public has seen so far of exactly how many of these probationary workers lost their jobs at the end of February and into March, and now, by the order of two different federal judges, are ordered to be rehired.
Which government agencies were affected the most?
Well, as you said, you're talking about more than 24,000 probationary workers in all. Sort of the biggest numbers here came from the Department of Treasury, where there were more than 7,000 probationary workers who lost their jobs and now have since been reinstated. That includes more than 6,000 at the IRS, as CBS News has reported before. There's more than 5,400 probationary workers who were affected at the USDA, more than 3,000 at the Department of Health and Human Services, and more than 1,000 at the Department of Veterans Affairs.
The Justice Department has already appealed attempts to block these firings. Do these legal rulings offer these employees protection in the future?
Well, they have that protection now, and the 18 agencies have said that all of these workers have received notices that they are being reinstated. But there is no guarantee, as you said, for the future. The Justice Department has appealed these decisions in one case from California to the Ninth Circuit, and in the case out of Maryland to the Fourth Circuit. And that concern about exactly the impact that this would have on these probationary workers was actually raised by these human resource officers in their declarations. They're saying that if there is an appellate court ruling that reverses these lower court decisions, that would really lead to chaos and confusion for these workers as to exactly what their status is within the federal government.
I'm sure there's already chaos and confusion. A judge also has denied a restraining order to block DOJ from taking over the U.S. Institute of Peace. What do we know about this?
Well, this is really quite an extraordinary turn of events that has played out over the past few days. Today, Judge Beryl Howell, who sits on the federal district court here in D.C., declined to issue a temporary restraining order, which would have blocked DOJ's alleged takeover of the Institute of Peace. This was in a lawsuit that was brought by 5 fired board members who have said that that action was unlawful. She had really harsh words, though, for the Trump administration and the Justice Department, saying that she was, quote, offended by how some of these workers and the director of the Institute of Peace were treated, and in particular took issue with the presence of law enforcement as some of these DOJ staff tried to gain access to the nonprofit organization earlier this week.
Melissa Quinn, please come back. Thank you.
Thank you.